when that happens, I think you find yourself in a situation where national teams are so saturated that as a player, you now risk being number 4 in a pecking order. So if you look at Ayyoub Bouaddi,
Yes.
yeah, he's phenomenal. But what did we say? He was the captain of the youth French team
Yes, yes.
a month ago, right? If he wants to get into the French squad and take a starting position, he has to come in ahead of Adrien Rabiot, or he has to take Zaire Emery's position, and Emery himself comes off the bench, or he has to take, who else is in that midfield? Chouameni's position. He has to take...
Camavinga didn't even get on the plane.
Think about that now. So now, I think what's actually happened is players have gone, I'm not going to risk my whole career, my international career, sitting out, hoping to play for a big team or a big country, when I can go and play
immediately. Yes,
another country that I'm eligible for.
But the thing is, where I say, why I talk about the ascent is, in the past, so a player like Zidane.
Yeah.
A player like Zidane couldn't play for Algeria because Algeria wouldn't make it to the World Cup. If that makes sense. So now players go like, oh, I can go for Morocco because Morocco is good enough to get me to the World Cup. So
it's a Morocco, little bit chicken and the egg, though.
Yeah, if Morocco couldn't make it to the World Cup, Brahim Diaz would never have declared for them. He would have gone like, I'll wait for Spain because Spain will get there. So I feel like because they know also it's not just getting there, because Morocco is not Curacao, Morocco is not Uzbekistan, Morocco is not Haiti.
Yeah.
They're going like, oh, we're going with a team that's going to compete actually.
Yeah, but Joe, this is why I disagree with you. I feel like it's chicken and the egg here. The reason they competed is because those players are there.
Yes.
So the reason Morocco did so well is partly because Hakimi is there. The reason so it's like, if they're not there, the team doesn't do well.
Yes.
So they have to make the decision to go and help the team do well. I argue it's because they're looking at their prospects. Okay, because if Hakimi didn't play,
would have played for Spain.
You think he would have got in?
Yes, he would have played for Spain. I don't think he would have played as quickly as he did.
But you see, that's the
point. Would have kept him out.
But that's the point.
But still, I think he was good enough.
But that's the point. And you know, when you are a player who isn't necessarily seen as of the country, it's also risky.
Yes.
Because at some point they might say, oh, but where's the Spanish right back?
Yes, it is.
There's always an option for that.
Yes, it is, yes.
Right?
It is. But I'm thinking the fact that they can convince players now, again, as you say, when you're the captain of the under 18 team for France, you're on the fast track basically to get into the French team. Adrien Rabiot is not going to play at the next World Cup.
That's true.
He's playing now. Many of the players who are blocking Ayyoub Bouaddi are not going to be blocking him 2 years from now at the Euros. Same thing happened with Lamine. Lamine could have declared for Morocco, but he went like, I'm going to declare for Spain. But if Morocco tried to convince him, but sometimes it's almost like signing a player for a club. You have to convince them of the project.
That's true.
So if
that's what the US did with Balogun.
So if Morocco comes to Ayyoub Bouaddi and they go like, hey, we not only want you to play for our team, but we're going to be hosting the World Cup 4 years from now. And this is what we have in, and we've reached the semi-finals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's more, that's what the European teams used to do. They would just go like, no, you come to us, you're going to go to the World Cup. You're guaranteed to go to the World Cup. If John Barnes, who was our guest, if Jamaica was good enough back then, as he told you, he played for England when he had the Jamaican passport. Right. But Jamaica was never, and if you read John Barnes' story, he wasn't even going to play for England. He was just waiting for any team from the United Kingdom. If Scotland had come to him,
he would have played for them.
Because he wanted to go to the World Cup, and Jamaica was never going to go to the World Cup.
It's an interesting thought. It has become the World Cup of switched allegiances.
Yes.
Because everyone, if we go down the running order, like the opening game, opening goal for Mexico, scored by Quinones, and
he's from Colombia. He should be playing for Colombia, but he declared for Mexico. He declared for
Mexico. He's lived there since he was like 17. His family's there. His kids are there. He's like, yo, Mexico's my home.
Yes.
And so here he is as this player. The US, obviously, Balogun, born in the US. His story is amazing because it's like, he was born here, and if you can believe everything, that it's basically he was just born here because his mom wasn't allowed to fly out.
Yes, because America has birthright.
Citizenship.
The moment you're born on the soil, yes. You become,
so he was just born here, and then that was it. I don't even think he lived his life here, but here he is carrying America's dreams now in attack. You have, I'm trying to think of who else has done this.
Australia had a bunch of players.
Oh yeah, no, Australia definitely, right? You had guys who came into Australia when they were teenagers. Went to university. Now, I mean, like they're running the attack. You had, who else have we got? We got Morocco's team was interesting because they made history as, I guess, the first national team at a World Cup when none of the players were born in the country that they're representing.
Yes, but that's the thing I'm saying about Morocco's project, because they specifically went out to try and bring this talent back home.
I was wondering this though. Do you think it undermines the whole point of a World Cup if a player can just switch allegiances to another country at any point? Or is it, because there's two ways to think of it, right? On the one hand, you can say the whole point of a World Cup is that it's not a competition about which team could get the best players. It's an exhibition of which teams or which national teams were made up of the players they happen to have.
Yes.
Another argument is, no, the World Cup is just an exhibition of the team that a country could put together. And so whether or not a player is from that country shouldn't really matter. Which way do you lean?
The way I look at it is, so you said a player can switch, but FIFA is very strict.
Okay.
Once you play in a competitive game for a country, it's done.
Are you sure?
It's done.
What happened with...
if you play friendlies...
Wait. What happened with... I feel like he was your boy, man. He played at Barcelona. Laporte, wasn't he on the French team and then Spanish team?
He never played a competitive game. He played in a bunch of friendlies. So you're allowed to be called up. But once you play, actually, some countries have been accused of calling up players and then capturing them. So they call you up for a competitive game. Then they know you can never...
You're lying.
Yes, when they see you're a good enough player. Because they know, because now you have... So you can play...
I see, but that's messed up then.
So you can play in the under. Actually, the French, and I think Americans are also complaining about it because they have so many... So the French have so many players who are born in France, who come through the youth system.
Yeah.
But then when it's time to declare, they go play for Ivory Coast or Senegal. And then French are like, also we're just developing players for other countries. Yeah. Same thing with America. America is like
my friend, which they should be.
Yes.
If the French are going to say we're developing
pumping money, yes.
What a nice change, France.
France complain.
Now you're developing Africa.
America is complaining about the same thing because not the best player, but one of the key players for Mexico now is Brian Gutierrez, who helped get the red card. He plays in the hall, but he played for America. He played for the US through the underage system. Then when it came time for the senior team, he went like, I want to play for my dad's country. And he crossed over to Mexico. So FIFA is very strict.
I think FIFA should even change it. I think you should just be able to play for any country where you've held a citizenship.
No, but that's very easy to get around because you know what happens? The country just expedites the papers. That's what they do.
Yeah, but I mean, if the country wants to do that, they should do that.
No, the countries always do that.
I don't think.
That's what I'm saying is happening now. So if Esmir, the kid from Bosnia, who grew up, by the way, in America, he grew up in America, played then he went and now want to play for... He could have made the American team, actually. He's that talented. They call him the Bosnian Lamine Yamal. He's very talented.
Damn, that's a strong compliment.
Yes,
is that what they call him?
He's really, really good.
That's a strong compliment.
Then, remember when you're a kid of immigrants, your dad is pumping. It's almost like your dad is pumping you with propaganda about the old country. He's like brainwashing you from when you're this little. And also mostly, normally, if you're a kid of immigrants, your dad and his entire extended family are still where?
Yeah, they're still back home.
So if you play for the US, if you're a Mexican kid, or if you're a kid of Mexican immigrants and you play for the US, it doesn't give your dad the same... the same bragging rights.
It doesn't. Come on.
As it would if you go back.
It doesn't. Nor should it.
Yes, so many kids, and I think it's a great... You would want your kid to play. If I had a kid in America, I would want him to play for Uganda.
Yeah.
Because Americans don't care. But my friends back in Uganda would go like, I would walk in and they would greet me like Lamin's dad doesn't get the same clout in Spain.
I think
that he would get it back home if it happened. You think about it.
Okay, yes. But in Spain versus back home.
Yeah, back home.
But he's a weird one. He's a bit of a celebrity though.
No, he is.
He's an outlier for that argument, I think.
Yes, but I'm saying, you imagine if your kid was holding Morocco on his back, on his back. If he was leading Morocco,
that's true.
You
that's
go
true.
back home and he would be, okay, here's how I would put it. If Lamin was playing for Morocco, Lamin's dad would have the number of the Moroccan king on speed dial. He doesn't have the number of the Spanish king, if that makes sense. If your kid is that good in your home country, they see you as...
Yeah. No, they do.
That's the thing that drove Messi. Because Messi Spain really reached out. He spent all his time in La Masia from 13. They really reached out and they gave him a proposal. They were like, hey, you'll still be playing with Xavi, you'll still be playing with... and Messi went like, no.
Argentina, though.
Yes, because...
but he had a legacy that he could look forward to upholding. I'm more impressed by the people who make that decision, the Messi decision, for the non-legacy. So I'm more impressed by a player who chooses to play for Morocco, who chooses to play for Curacao, who chooses to play for Haiti, who chooses to play for... I'm more impressed by those players because they don't have a legacy to look back to. They don't. You're
meaning legacy by the countries?
Yeah, because Messi can see a future where Argentina wins a World Cup with him. Does that make sense?
Counterpoint. When Messi chooses Argentina over Spain, and then he has to watch Spain win the 2010 World Cup.
I hear you, but let's, even when they were at their worst, if we ask the average soccer fan in the world, the average football fan, do you think Argentina can win the World Cup? What would their answer be?
They would say yes.
Yeah, but then no. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not saying they wouldn't going through a bad patch.
Yes.
But when you know something can be possible.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but then the counterpoint is Messi retired before Argentina won the World Cup. He was so frustrated with Argentina.
Yeah, but now he's made the decision. He's locked in.
Yes, no, but
maybe he regrets it at that point, but he's locked in.
But I'm saying he retired. He had to unretire. But now you imagine you're Messi. You had a chance to play for Spain. You turned it down. You go back to Barcelona and you're watching Xavi win the Euros, the World Cup, and the Euros again. And in that period, you haven't won anything with Argentina. In fact,
that must have been rough.
Yes, you've lost 3 Copa Americas. You've lost at the World Cup. Part of you is going like, if I had only made the right decision. But the thing is, he persisted and it eventually, and he says it. He says, the World Cup I won with Argentina means everything to me. If I had won it with Spain, it would not have meant the same.